Welcome, Sassins, to this week's episode of Assassins and Dragons, our homebrew house rule infested game of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I am Magnus Beasticus, your dungeon master for the evening, and tonight's episode is a special episode because it may be the last of the season. To that end, bear with us as a lot of contextual and narrative instances may happen that our players themselves will have to go through to try and button things up very nicely for our next campaign, which we will be doing Descent into Averageness, our take on Descent into Avernus. It'll make a grand or mediocre sad venture, indeed.
Mediocre for sure.
Subpar.
So, without further ado, feast your eyes on the character intros for what may be the last time.
I'm Thunky Beerbot, and don't let my facial hair fool you. I am a female mountain dwarf druid. I come from a long line of beer brewers, hence the name Beerbot. I had a mostly normal upbringing in the mountains of northern Melibrius, and I've always had an affinity towards animals, not so much the ruling races. I have many fond childhood memories of wandering the local forests in search of new furry friends. Eventually, on the advice of my parents, I enrolled in druidic studies and began honing my spellcasting abilities. My instructor, Elder Dalbrook, was a highly logical man and taught me my most important life lesson, that even though nature is beautiful, it cannot exist without chaos. There isn't a day that goes by that I do not repeat that message to myself. I understand that not all beasts can be tamed, and sometimes I will have to battle one. I don't like to admit it, but this happens more often with my new family, Orin's Obliterate. But I will stop at nothing to ensure their safety, and I may cause some chaos in the process.
If you were to gaze upon the mysterious property of Orenbel's finest artificer, you would find a very large mansion met by a garden with superbly sculpted shrubbery. At any given time, there is but only one worker which may be found on these grounds, and why that is me, Crow. I am one of Master Cuumentus's many creations. The majority of my being is made up of organic, plant-like material. The rest is mechanical. There are many duties for which I was created for, some of which include cooking, cleaning, obtaining materials and ingredients, assisting with laboratory duties, removing trespassers from the property, acting as the master's personal bodyguard when in town, and closest friend, always. These may be some of my regular duties, though Master Cuumentus mentioned that I am fully loaded with great purpose and grand potential. I have yet to discover the meaning behind those words. Maybe he was referencing the inaccessible areas of my internal systems. Or maybe he was just trying to make me feel better about my self-realized lack of greater purpose in this world. Or maybe it is a metaphor for the many journeys he planned for us. Either way, I seek to discover the true potential of my being.
Hello. I am Var'Kir Invictari. I am an Aasimar of the clan Invictari at Barathor's Reach. To explain more about myself, I must first explain the world we live in, full of angels and monsters that toy with mortal lives like cheap coins. I sought out to rid us of the need to constantly appease these beings of considerable power. Even if all the world is my enemy, they will thank me when the work is done, for I believe in the strength of my fellow mortal. We have turned the tides of battle with nothing but one act that has spiraled out to a glory that is yet to be rivaled in this day and age. Kalanor, my right hand, my sword and shield. Otero, my left, my bow. All the others were dear to me, just as my mother and father. The angel that speaks to me in my dreams warns me of the dangers of what I do. But I know my path is virtuous, though I cannot say the same for the company I now find myself with. They may represent the truest of dangers, or the brightest of futures. Time will tell.
My name is Hercheck Bane. I am from the clan the Frenzied Bear, whose home is at the northeastern part of the Shattered Peaks. Growing up, I was split between two tribes, fighting over the land we both tried to call our own. My tribe's battle mentality was of pure carnage during warring, praising an unknown entity that I personally detested. My father, Urkelm Bane, was fourth in line to be chieftain, known in the tribe to be a fierce warrior on the battlefield, and to have saved many lives in combat over the ages. He has but one mighty secret, which is where I come in. Born from a forbidden love with a mighty warrior woman from the clan the Roaring Tempest, my tribe's rivals. My mother, Var'Kir Stormwill, the Roaring Tempest. She was a brutal warrior on the battlefield and a kind priestess to those in need. Her deity, Ragensha, as a weapon as well as her shield, is the goddess I now follow. After years of secrecy, I could no longer hold back my rage. During a battle with a fellow clansman, I unleashed my storm-bound fury. Luckily, through the deeds of my father and the tribe, I was not sentenced to death on the spot. I was, though, cast out from my clan, exiled, never to return or show my face around them. My title in the clan removed from me. One day I will return to my homeland and take over my clan to show them that there can be peace amongst all tribes. Unity is what I seek for the Goliath race, and I will achieve that goal, even if it takes my life.
When last we left our heroes of Orin's Obliterate, they had left their home city of Orinbel to track down a power strong enough to take on Koltessa and thwart her plots. Their journey led them to the dark floating forest, where the flame nation of Denebraun had invaded for its resources. Resources they would use to build an invading fleet of skyships and an army of monstrous soldiers, twisted from visions of nightmares. Half abominations, half man. The leader of these dark forces, the ambitious Fabian Wild. Together with the force's own monstrous rulers, Orin's Obliterate dared to challenge Fabian's newfound power. This is where we find ourselves now, hovering above the floating forest on Fabian's capital ship, the Smoldering Wake, locked in combat with the copper-clad Fabian himself. Elemental and aberrant powers clashing around the ship, the ancient insectoid mass, referred to as the Hive Abomination, clutches the entirety of the Smoldering Wake in its many-limbed grasp, preventing it from moving. Unagoths, allied winged creatures resembling massive bats, have just taken out the last cannon ship of Denebraun. The player's own allied ship Noholis' Eye, smoking from taking a few cannon rounds, barely maintaining its height above the clouds. Smoldering Wake's figurehead, a copper-skinned beholder, spills beams of curdling energy into the sky and towards our remaining allies. A trapped wind elemental, Silnephris, screams in her cage on the Smoldering Wake's deck, her power being siphoned to the ship. Are our players strong enough to make the difference? To beat Fabian? Join me, SASANS, as we find out on tonight's episode of SASANS and Dragons.
Explosions!
You should have that playing at
Fireworks.
doing random non-epic things. Just
You really
welcome,
needed
SASANS.
a situation. You needed to
We'll see. No, this is perfect. So just to do a recap of the map as we have it, this is a sort of zoomed out view, this diagonal section right here of the top of the floating forest. This is the Smoldering Wake, Fabian's capital ship, where all of our players are on the deck of currently, along with Fabian. This is the insectoid Hive Abomination, currently clutching the top of it, preventing it from navigating anywhere. This is Noholis' Eye, our player's friendly ship with the friendly Unagoth creatures circling around it, protecting it. This is the zoomed-in battlescape before us on the deck of the Smoldering Wake. Fabian Wild, currently standing off against Var'Kir, Crow, and Hercheck. Thunky, close to the spirit of Silnefris, who is currently pulsing with wind energy. And this is the beholder, the copper-clad, or the copper-skinned beholder, on the acting as the figurehead on the ship. We pick up at the top of the round, Hercheck. You are currently... I do remember you being closer to Fabian.
I was literally on top of him.
There we go.
Basically inside of him.
You said before that you would never go down on him, but you would...
He's about to go down in front of me.
All right. You see him and his copper-plated form outside of his left arm that is completely bereft of armor after you had slashed it off in one hit. He still has his warhammer in one hand, the sort of pulsing contained sun with the two metal bludgeoning points on both sides of it, and his mohawk made of flames sort of blowing in the wind from Silnefris's constant push of forces. This scream sort of cries out from behind you, from the cage, this otherworldly, ethereal cry. What do you do as Fabian is looking at you and the people surrounding him, and he's gritting his teeth, but smiling at the same time, seemingly excited?
I puke a lot of blood right onto his clothes.
Roll to attack.
Exactly. Give him the old combo, because literally about to die. Starting off strong with a 17.
Just so you lowered his armor class last time by 2 from swiping off an entire portion of his armor. So 17 just hits.
Okay, another combo. Ooh.
Wait, are you doing...
Great Weapon Master and Recklessness.
Okay.
That's what I mean by the combo.
All right.
Another
Just
17.
Okay, both hits.
Gonna use the new special edition Dungeons and Dragons dice. I don't know why I grabbed a D12. Boop. And a boop. Actually, we'll use the boop. First attack goes for 15, 26, 31 points of damage.
Dang. Okay. This is the first attack?
First attack, because that's normal attack plus 10. So it'd be 20. Like 20 something. Yeah.
Wait. Add up all your damage. What?
Okay. Okay. So with the Starlight Conqueror.
Yes.
2d6 plus the Radiant.
Okay.
Okay. 10, 11, so 21. 21. Yeah, 21. Let me make sure here. It's been a minute.
Since you've done math.
Since I've done math.
Again, not sponsored by the academic system.
We definitely are.
We did go. A portion of our lives.
Yeah, 21 for the first one. 21 for the first one.
21 damage.
Second one. Oh, man, that's your dice coming through there, Romy. This thing's overpowered.
60s.
60s.
Is this a 9 or a 6, Romy? Looks like a 9.
Yeah, I would say that's an, isn't it?
Wait, let me see.
Where's that? Oh, no, wait a minute. It's that's a 6, isn't it? And you roll over. but it's the same way, so I don't get that.
It's probably a 9.
So it's like, what do you think that is?
Looks like
That's
looks
a
like
6.
A 9.
But this is the same. This is the other number. It's the same thing.
So that's a 6 because it's going by, it's like 60, 70, 80. This is can only be a 90. That can only be oh, I guess never mind. Yeah. That can only be a 60. That can only be a 90.
So the
So
9
it's
is next
90.
to 9 is next to the 1.
Let's not dissect the dice. There's really only one way to read that.
So it's a 9.
Okay.
Okay. So
What does mine look like then?
32 points of damage.
On top of the 21?
Yeah. And then roll a dexterity saving throw.
53. First DM roll of the night, really the only one that matters.
Oh wow, there's no way.
What's your DC?
It was 15, I believe.
Fails.
Takes an additional 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay, so 56 total points of damage. He's going to use his reaction to half that.
You can't.
To half your second attack.
Wow, this
And so you are in your blind rage as you pop back up from the ground in a screaming shout. The wind elementals cry, echoing your shout from behind you. And Fabian takes one step back in preparation as your Starlight Conqueror arm comes down. He uses his guarded side to just try and deflect the blow, but you dent and cleave into his helmet, slashing across his forehead, blood streaming down. The second one comes by, and he tries to deflect it the same way.
I will use my movement. And this is a big power play right now. I'm going to jump back to Thunky as far as I can jump. I know. Yeah, I know.
You?
Just do it.
Well, he used his reaction to half the damage, so he can't.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm using my movement to go back to Thunky.
There is a cage in between you and Thunky.
How would I navigate that?
He jumps over it.
So yeah, we'll say you pop up on this higher deck portion here and sort of like run around to
Perfect.
Run away.
Funky.
And I'm just gonna go. Thunky, I need anything, Thunky.
I walk away.
Okay, perfect.
And
And I'm gonna be like, I need a minute. I need a minute.
A minute.
A minute.
So 6 rounds?
I'm gonna use.
We don't have that time.
We have the time.
Ain't nobody got that
I'm gonna
time.
use the Starlight Conqueror's effect. I need the time.
Okay, so Funky, you're up next after Fabian and something else, but it's Fabian's turn now, and he takes your barrage of attacks, and he seems less wild and ambitious in how he seems more calculated in trying to sort of consider your next move, as you are a powerful wild card. As he sees you jump back, he sort of surveys his surroundings and sees Silnephris going crazy. Like the ship is rocking sort of back and forth as it wasn't before, as it had found a state of semi-stability while siphoning her powers. Fabian looks around and says, "There is too much at stake to try and catch glory like this. Soothsayer! The time of my vengeance is soon at hand. They are as tenacious as you foretold.
Oh no.
It's time to deliver on your lofty words." And
Kumbara shows up.
Kunbara?
Shows.
Kunbara, though?
Yeah, Kumbara.
I mean, fucking.
Kumbara.
You see a
Koltessa.
robed figure appear on the upper deck, walking, apparating seemingly from shadows. you can't quite see any defining features. It just looks almost like a meager robed figure. But you do hear.
Well.
And so, horizons will burn in your wake, Fabian Wild. And a light blue, luminescent hand made out of pure light reaches out of the robe, and you start to see cracks form on Fabian's skin, fissures of fire. His teeth turn, or his eyes turn bright,
Oh God.
bright red, fiery orange. And Fabian takes the warhammer and throws it into his gauntleted hand and slams it down on the ground. And he pulls out his naked hand that Hercheck degloved, and he says, "You who have been coddled by angels don't know the meaning of sacrifice." And he touches his hand to the flaming orb that is the centerpiece of his warhammer, as it starts to mold inside of him and shift and pulse outward as his skin starts to fuse to it, and his body gets larger and larger. His armor falls off in place of large, rippling red skin and musculature. He looks near ancient and exotic as a being now. Bald head. You are now seeing the form of an Ifriti, a creature of myth and legend, a deity made of pure fire. As what? He pulls from behind him, out of nothing, this scimitar made of flames. And
I'm sorry, the scimitar got me. Scimitars.
I was looking for Arise, my champion.
Arise, my champion. Oh. Get
What's the
it.
name again?
Gelflings have no champions.
Ifriti. Of what?
Afridi?
Of the creature that you're fighting?
3D.
Efreeti.
Ifrit?
It's Ifritian in this thing.
Wow, you actually
afraid of you.
finished it.
What did you just say?
I'll save it for my turn. Don't worry.
What did you say?
Save it for her turn.
Okay, you can save it for your turn. Yeah, sure. Let's get as much value out of that as humanly possible.
Yeah, come back to it. Really think about what you're gonna say.
Really quickly, can we
Already
just go over
said
the initiative order? I don't know who I'm going after.
It's Thunky is up shortly. Then you are up, let's say, 5 turns from now. Or five people.
Turns.
5 turns from now. And he is as he's now hulking over the lot of you, he sees Crow and Var'Kir in his immediate vicinity, and he's going to leap forward and take one large swipe at both of you. $18.
Yep.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit?
No.
Okay. You say, oh.
Wait, real quick. You say
Hold on.
is he now? I know you said like he's red and shit, but is he like on fire? I know
Hold on, wait.
his scimitar is, but what about him?
He is extremely hot. You cannot tell if it's from
Yeah,
these.
he is.
So
Fabian.
misses.
He
I'm
misses.
using arcane deflection for my reaction.
Roll to seduce.
Okay. How does that manifest?
Basically, when I'm hit by an attack, I use my reaction to gain a +2 bonus to your AC against the attack. But I can't cast spells until the end of my next turn. I can fight people with cantrips, but I can't cast spells. So yeah. Basically, now my AC is a 19 for that attack.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Swipe and a miss.
Think you're so cool with the fire.
He leaps forward, and it's so hot generally around him. Of course, when the massive blade comes and arcs towards you, you feel the torrent of heat emanate off of it more, I don't know, focused, if that makes sense. But there's a general presence of heat around you, and the deck beneath him is like...
Can I roll to B-twist out of it?
Yeah, we can say that Var'Kir throws up this almost like light shield that you certainly as Var'Kir guards from over the top, throwing his hands up and ducking down, you hear this like woo, as the blade and the flames are working to try and break it but failing. The blade's coming after you next, and Var'Kir's barrier just barely slowed down the blade enough for you to see it and jump and move your back out of the way as you're spinning. You can feel the heat almost char your back as you are crossing the length of the blade, landing back down on the ground. He takes one step forward, missing you.
Chin down.
And he's just going to go straight after Hercheck.
What?
You damaged the shit out of him, and so he's running after you.
No, I jumped away.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, both of you have attacks of opportunity.
Oh, I have a... Hold on.
I
27.
I'm gonna go shenanigans. You can't do
that.
It's not allowed.
27.
Can you add anything to attack of opportunity?
Ooh, okay, wait a minute. So yeah, so attack of opportunity.
Is your normal attack?
Yes, I'm gonna hit.
27.
Hopefully,
Well, wait, you don't get it one because you used your reaction already.
Huh? That's
You
reaction.
used your reaction to do.
So you can't do attack of opportunity with it if you do a reaction.
No, you have one
Yeah, we
reaction
just
to
went-
do
we just
something
went
like
over
that.
that.
So yes, you for sure hit. You attack. It's a normal attack, and so you just add your attack multiplier.
I do have.
Could
But I do have a feature that says, "It's hold the line. There's no action required. If somebody moves within 5 feet of me, I get attack of opportunity."
Does it say reaction?
No, it just says no action. It says hold. It's called hold the line. Creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they move more than 5 feet. When they move 5 feet or more within your reach, and if you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the target speed is reduced to 0 until the end of your current turn, and there's no action required. As is.
So
It's
you
just
don't
hold the
get the
line.
opportunity of attack because you already used your reaction.
Yeah, so that counts as an opportunity attack still. I would go to, if there's a portion for reactions.
That doesn't really matter.
I would look into that because it could very well save her check.
What do you mean? I'm fine.
All right.
I slice his throat.
Ah.
So when you say normal attack, do I get to use also sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of an ally?
Man, there's so many rules converging here.
I know.
Fuck it, just go for it.
Hey. Okay. Cool. I'd like to swipe at his. If he's running past me, I'd like to try and swipe his Achilles with my scythe.
That's his one weak point.
Okay. So there's that.
Sure, go for it.
You gotta roll to hit first.
He did.
Okay, nice.
$25 points.
25 points of damage. Okay, he's just takes his own sort of opportunity attack at both you and Var'Kir, nearly absent-mindedly as he's focused on Hercheck, rushing away. He stops briefly as there's a from behind him. Fire spits out of the wound just above his Achilles heel. You didn't say that initially, so like if you want to attack something accurately, you need to say it and then roll.
Oh, okay.
But so he barely misses a step, but continues forward in his rage towards Hercheck. Yeah, fire almost exploding from your blade as you make contact with his flesh. Next up, he's up. He rolled natural 18, which I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, Hercheck. You're at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much.
Did I?
And I already used my reaction to come back from the life.
Did I already mark him? Did I mark by Fabian?
You did mark him if he attacks anybody within 5 feet of you or something like that.
Anybody other than me, he has this disadvantage.
Oh.
That's weird.
That means you would roll normally then on me.
Oh, then yeah. Thank you for calling that out. It's still an 18 then.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you take 38 points of slashing damage reduced to
It doesn't matter.
16.
God, okay.
Or not 16.
I'm dead.
19.
I'm down.
And the scimitar slams into the cage where Silnephris is being held right above your head, Thunky, and you hear this and Silnephris's form solidifies and apparates right in front of Fabian, and you just hear this as the bars bow and the entire structure sort of shifts and twists. Next up is the Beholder, and
He's using the front of the ship.
The Beholder hears that and turns around. All the stocks go from this aimless wander to just pointing on you.
Does he smell that I have his brother's tooth?
Don't bring that up.
And a black beam shoots from one of the stocks and slams into Nalhalis' eye. The entire ship dips into the clouds and rights itself back up, but is chugging along slowly in the cloudscape as the queen, in a reactively defensive manner of Unagath's, cries out towards the Beholder and almost in motions for her and some of her children to go attack it. Thunky, you're up.
I'm gonna look at that guy and I'm gonna say, "We ain't afraid of you."
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Was that it?
It's really funny to me. Anyway.
Wait, that was it?
That was it?
How was it?
You
Wait,
just
that
said
was
we
it?
aren't. You just said we aren't afraid of
We
you.
aren't afraid
Yeah.
of
You
you.
didn't say
But I
afraid.
said-
You said afraid.
No, I said Afraider you. Isn't that his name? Afraider?
Efreeti.
We ain't afraid to you. There you go.
Well, cool, yeah.
Instant death.
Time mark this and do like a
Disadvantage.
kitty clap.
Yay.
We ain't afraid to you. Afraid of you.
We'll just put him on the Dewey's. Damn, where'd you find that, son?
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna
Jason
turn
Bourne.
to Hercheck and I'm gonna be like, "Ha!" And then cure wounds.
That one slap killed you.
Yeah.
He's
it
already
literally
dead.
it took away
He's
the
already
death,
dead.
Death saving
And
throw.
then cure wounds on you. And then
Hercheck's lifeless body.
I'm gonna run away a little bit.
So I'm back up. How much
Way to go, Ray.
HP do I get?
And then I would like to look at Silnephris and be like, "Why aren't you out of your cage yet? We gave you your power back. You said this cage is nothing to you if you have all your power. What's going on?"
You can see, so I mentioned in the beginning, the shift is now rocking from her struggling inside. The cage is bending itself right now. This is all happening within 6 seconds, so very, very quickly.
What needs to happen faster? Where is it? Hold on. No, I need to cast. I need one more.
Man, this is a long list.
You get 12 points of health.
I'm back, baby.
Back and better than ever.
More rages to go.
Yep.
Prepare the hyenas.
So is that everything, Thunky?
Yep.
Var'Kir, you're up next after Nahal's eye is going to fire another familiar beam of light combined with the shot of the ballista round, the makeshift railgun that Spectromere created using her sort of affinity for light powers. And
It's actually 16 points.
natural 19 definitely hits. You see just this spark of light flash behind you, and the from the beholder as the light explodes and sort of dark blood follows its explosion outward. It takes okay. Next up, Var'Kir,
So,
followed by Crow.
I am going to. So can I tell who that figure is? Oh, I guess a light blue hand came out, so I know who that figure is. So never mind about that. I am going to. So that guy's no longer there. That silver guy or that gold guy. He's disappeared. That's just a placeholder.
This guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me put a more accurate placeholder.
Oh, it's one of the bullets.
Var'Kir!
So then, I am going to.
So, you remember, sorry, really quickly, you all, of course, remember in the last fight with Koltessa in Orenbell, her demonic celestial minions were cherubs.
Actually, we do.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to the back of Fabian Wild.
Okay.
And I am going to. That's a lot of bonus action. It's a full action. Dang. I am going to strike.
Shows his face
him.
like sweating.
I'm just gonna strike him twice. Yeah, strike him twice with my.
We should all
great
go
sword.
dancing.
Okay, go for it.
Boppity boopity boppity boppity boppity.
Oh, I'm gonna use these two. So it's a +7.
Nice.
So that's a
Nice.
14, and that's
Oh,
a
God.
To hit?
yeah, 14 hit for the
My
first one.
Misses.
And wait, yeah, 14. And then the second one is a 32. I don't know. No, 27.
27 hits, for sure.
Alright, so that would be 2d6 plus 3. So, wow. So that's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, including strength and everything?
Yeah, that's including everything.
All right. Bonus action, movement.
He's still marked, so that's all I'm doing.
All right. Crow, you're up.
I would like to. I believe there's room for me to run up on a side flank. Oh.
Hobble.
Yep. On Fabian's side. Like if he's facing Hercheck right now, I'm gonna run up on his right side and give him my combo. Equally devastating. Sneak attack plus essentially two unarmed strikes, and then a fury of blows for 2 more unarmed strikes as a bonus action. And if I land, then I'm going to be using a key point to stun his eye. No, sorry. I'm going to use a key point to use an open hand technique. That's not a key point. Basically to shove him, to push him into the cage.
Okay.
So, a lot riding on this. Where is it?
It was right there.
Okay.
Nice.
Who's stupid now?
18 and 25.
Both hit.
Cool. Then I'm gonna do 2 more unarmed strikes. This is my fear of blows. 26 and 15.
The last one fails. Anything above
Okay,
17.
but the successful one, I would like to then have that land the. Doesn't make any sense in this way, but the 15-foot push up against the.
What does he roll?
Up against the cage. He's got to do a dex save. It's got to be 15.
Fails.
Sweet. He's pushed.
Roll damage.
Yeah. He pushed. And then it is a sneak attack too, so. Let me just. Okay.
What is this from, Magnus?
31 points of damage total.
31 points of damage total.
Yes.
Okay.
And my AC is bumped up too.
What does that make it, like 21 now?
It does.
Holy crap. Okay. Fabian, in his enraged fire demon form, swipes after both Var'Kir and Crow. Both of them dodge it by their own means, is continuing forward, hacking into Hercheck, sending him onto the ground. Thunky picking Hercheck up while healing him and circling around and trying to plead to Silnefris as she's thrashing around in the cage. Var'Kir runs up on the back of Fabian, misses once, slamming into Fabian's thick skin, almost protected by magical means, taking another attack, sending it into his calf. Fabian turns around just to check out what's going on, and Crow appears right at his waist, punching one of his knees to the side, sending his body twisting and lowering as he sends another fury of blows into his chest, pulls the cloth from his it's almost like his pelvic region, pulls the cloth forward and slams his palm into
His
the
testicles.
into the belly button of Fabian's
belly button.
Ifriti form, and just slams up against the cages, bending them further. And
the belly button's gross, but tentacle is totally fine.
It was a weird sound.
Belly button.
I pictured like an Audi, and then you like
An
pressed
Audi.
it.
That's what
Like,
Fabian
you
has.
know, like
is
an
Audi.
You like an Audi belly button, and
Yeah.
then you hit it. Went
Yeah, exactly.
Internal, like, ugh. Sorry.
he turns blue.
Let's get 'em, boys!
Silnephrus finds a moment, or the ship, the rocking ship itself finds a moment of calm, and the screaming stops, and everybody looks for a brief second at the Ifriti that now has dense wind coursing all of around it, and this face pushes through the bars and forms into the face of this beautiful woman comprised entirely out of wind. And she says, "You did this! You will die!" And he is being held right now, as all of her rage and energy is being used to contain him against this field. So attacks will have advantage.
She's still in the cage.
She is still in the cage.
No, making like she's totally made of wind.
That was my thought too.
I told you.
In the
I
beginning.
described this before in the previous episode. There is, as you see her form, her energy, her power hit the barrier of this cage, there is something magical or otherwise about the cage and the material itself that is preventing the element and any other physical aspect from getting out. And you see as she is slamming against the cage, you see pulses of light green energy flow throughout the ship and into the wings and the cannons and just power the entirety of the ship. That pulse has now stopped, and the color that was shifting up to power the ship comes back down through the bars, materializes once again, and continues to wrap around the Ifriti, who's now, you see the power of wind and fire sort of battling against each other, and the bars themselves are turning bright red. And Unagoths are up.
I imagined her being able to get through the bars because it's just a bar. And it's like if the bar is here, she's like going past it because she's wind, and she's like, help, I can't get out. But it's just wind.
The Unagoth queen dips away from Nahalis's eye and pounces her wings and sends wind behind her, so she soars straight towards the smoldering wake, and specifically the beholder. Same with one. I'm sorry. This guy's just going to attack this cherub. Natural 13. The cherub explodes on impact. Literally, the tail swipe slams into the small bulbous form of this demonic baby as its skin separates, as light seams of light and fire just send it detonating. The Unagoth also takes damage on this as well.
Is 13 the new 20?
No, so this was like hitting a bomb. It didn't detonate it purely with the power of its tail. These creatures did this in the previous fight you had with them. The other Unagoth is going to come and attack the beholder as well. The rest of the family didn't make it to it. There's one Unagoth staying by Nahalis's eye to just protect it in between the smoldering wake and itself. And all right. And as the Unagoth just sort of tears into, like, swipes by the beholder, pieces of meat and an entire stalk are just taken off with it as its talons leave with blood on the tips. You hear the the and the hacking from beneath deck continues as portions of the decking are hacked to pieces from underneath, and an opening forms, and 2 more cherubs stupidly meander their bodies onto the battlescape.
Stupid babies.
Stupid babies!
You should move that one away from me. It fell and it got closer to my character.
So make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, that looked good.
What do you get?
6.
You take 6 points of fire damage as it and just blows fire out of its mouth as it washes over you. Another baby is going to do the same as it lazily flies over, sagging in its poor wings on its back, barely keeping it afloat. Is going to do the same across. Make a dexterity saving throw, Var'Kir. Make a dexterity saving throw, Crow.
19.
3 points of fire damage.
Oh, sorry. 8.
6 points of fire damage. Carnigal, as his insectoid ferret form, you see it crawl down one of the legs, keeping the smoldering wake in place, and spread its arms out as just like Spider-Man 2099 or whatever it is, has the Spider-Man wings, sort of squirrel suits down and lands on the cage above Silnefris and says, "We are at your command. We are still holding the wake in place. Merely speak what you need us to do." And Crow, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Nothing.
$15.
You take 40 points of piercing damage as... What?
I uncanny dodged that shit.
Okay.
Jesus.
D-twist.
As
Hey, man.
you are absorbed by the Ifriti form of Fabian in front of you, in the scene of Silnefris holding him in place and him struggling, and Carnigal's form coming down, that you almost for a second forget about Koltessa, as the thought of her washes over your mind and you briefly look out of the corner of your eye to see what she's up to. She fills your vision, and you feel this welling sensation inside of your body as you look down and you see her arm inside of your broken wood of an opening leading into your body. And she says, "That's where the Atlas Orb is. Nice dodge." And that's her move.
To clarify, her arm is still through me.
No, she pulls it out.
Mother.
Yeah. As you
Time of opportunity.
in a split second of you noticing her, shift your form, being your uncanny dodge, and there's like this slow motion instance of her hand moving to where your heart is, and you just it's impacting just outside of like a death perimeter of your heart. So you uncanny dodging saved you a lot.
Can I emergency excrete Atlas?
Ew.
And you blink and she's gone after she says that. She's
Barely misses.
back in her position,
Excrete
and
what?
she is
Sap?
Oil? Lubricant?
lubricado,
Waste.
sexcretion.
Jizz
Then I
just can do
jizz
that.
in my pants. Dun 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 dun. I jizz in my pants. I took 40 points and I jizzed.
Hercheck, you take
No.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wait, did Fabian do that?
No,
Oh,
he didn't.
well, no.
You don't know how. You just you almost feel like another part of your inner workings collapsed.
Calculating some hard math in that clock app.
Okay, Hercheck, you are up now.
I feel like I can't do it now. Fuck.
Never say
You
can't.
got a minute.
You
You're right. I
can.
can't.
Can you still move
In
when you
front
do
of his
that?
face, start casting the ultimate move. Ragensha's Constellation. As a bonus action. Because I can do that. I'm going to take out the other boat that I was holding, the broken one.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go, this one's really going to count. And I just shatter it on my chest as I start going to town, casting the Constellation. That's it.
Okay. Roll. Here's an inspiration dice for that.
I'll use my own dice, thank you. But I will.
But keep this as
As a
just so you know,
placeholder.
as yeah.
You just put it.
Yeah. What does that mean? You both have inspiration?
I'm just waiting to use this one.
Do you have it?
I don't know. Every time I think about using it, I'm just like, I should save it. I should save it.
Order, just use it. Just do something.
How many do you have?
I know, but I don't use them. I just
He's
hold
got
on
like
to them.
5 of them.
Those are from like all the campaigns though. I just haven't used them.
What am I rolling here? Hang on.
Nothing. You're not rolling anything.
I'm not rolling.
You take
the
7
I
noise.
went from
points of
rolling to not
damage.
rolling.
The noise around you dampens, and you hear this watery press against the back of your body, almost as though you're floating in water while standing up. And you
Sounds
hear
refreshing.
Minigod comes
inside of your mind, "My champion, do you seek death or guidance?"
I know, it's a really trick question here. I'm gonna.
say pizza.
I need a coin.
Hold on. Nobody fucking move. I got the coin.
Wait.
You just hold it. Hold on.
Well, we are.
Sorry,
we are
I
on
have very bad memories of you
Aren't
doing
we on
it.
a ship right now? Isn't Ragensha like a ship
Alright.
lady or something weird?
Okay.
You didn't say what's what.
Internally, I knew.
Oh.
Death.
Whatever wins.
Although she's sitting on the beholder.
Okay.
I need to save my family.
So you death the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. The color palette around the light of the area dims, and dims for everybody around, as though a mass of clouds came over any primary source of light. The sun dimmed it out, and in the clouds below you, they're dark as well, and you just see streaks of leaping lightning before they culminate into one portion beneath the clouds and disappear. You start to see something shift in the clouds in this rolling serpentine form. Almost like Shenron when he's being summoned, as streaks of flesh are curling around and never seeming to have an end or beginning to them. And finally, you see this body at the head of it that is made almost entirely of thickened, materialized water. It's this beautiful form that seems like they leapt out of water, and it's almost like the Lost Boys. Where they leapt through wood and they had wood armor. This is like a being sort of leapt through water and were sheer essence before that, and as they came through, the water comprised their physical form. This lithe body with talismans of wood and just ships sticking out of her comes and slams into the deck of the ship, presses her shoulder alongside of it, turns around and starts leaping and curling over the ship in many different portions. And the ship itself starts to as the deck beneath you cracks and gives in entirely. And as she leaves, she sort of slides away. You guys are all in mid-flight, and darkness takes your vision as you go beneath the clouds. Actually, you don't go beneath the clouds. You go right onto the top of the ruins. And a final crack of lightning, this pulsing torrent of energy, sunders the ship, and
Does it get
you don't know if it gets the Hive Abomination or not, but the Hive Abomination is currently falling and disappears down beneath the clouds on the side of whatever ruined structure is piercing these clouds.
Did it get rid of Slonefris' cage? Or is her cage still like fully intact?
It's not fully intact. Silnefris is at the point of impact where the ship shattered. Silnefris dispersed. Her power sort of like assisted with the shatter.
I mean, is like Witcher 2 opening happening right now?
I want everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw. Hercheck, you are, as in the wake of this serpent leaving, there's this gushing fountain of water that's caressing you and slowly bringing you down to the ground.
Oh, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Jesus.
So close. So close.
Beholder's gone. This is gone. I'm gonna get an entirely new.
Looks like
all the minions are wiped.
Looks like you need a new map.
I will get one very quickly. Can you pull all this to the side?
Is it time for a break?
We will take a quick break.
I would never know what was in this chest now.
There you go.
Thank you guys. We will be right back for you. So that was Hercheck's move. While the ship is
that scream?
We're getting back into it, everybody.
Welcome back.
The ship is still breaking apart in the theater that is our minds. As you feel the deck break beneath your feet, what are you going to do? As the ship is literally being torn asunder.
Quick question. These exoskeleton things that we're on, they still work, right?
Yes.
As in they
and
fly.
their ability allows us to not fly but glide.
Actually, you can fly. Yeah.
Oh,
You can fly now?
You
Yeah.
always fly.
You could always fly 30 feet. Remember, this was a battle in the skies, so it was like a way to make it so that if you fell, you weren't dead immediately.
I'm gonna
this isn't any order.
fly myself to safety.
Yeah, never mind. We're just gonna
All the way back to Orenbell.
Yeah, like what do we?
Go
I
back
choose
to-
to not fly and take full
No,
damage
that was
from
dumb
the
of me.
fall.
I had forgotten about the wings.
Oh, who's that?
Loki.
Floki.
Loki.
Wasn't that Fabian's original thing? But I guess I don't know. Actually, who was that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, wait, that was that one person. Oh, from the one-up, wasn't it? Is that...
Why is the beholder here?
Magnus? Fabian?
I don't know. He should have died from the
I think
fall.
we already have him as the dual wielder.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So big.
Should have died from the fall.
Okay, so this is the situation you find yourselves in. On the stone platform, or the top of the stone precipice of these ancient ruins where Fabian had found and unchained and taken Silnefris. The ruins of the ship are all beneath you, wooden shards and pieces on top of the stone, the stone ruins, and you hear this as this eye peers out of the loose smoke in the area. Many stalks coming up as it is coughing blood at this point. It doesn't look good, but this malicious smile creeps across the copper-skinned beholder. Silnefris still holding. We'll say Silnefris is now
Oh.
pinning the Ifriti form of Fabian onto the ground.
You didn't make it.
You're so tiny in comparison.
He's doing a jig over in the corner.
Go ahead and roll damage, Max.
All right.
Me too.
No.
Okay, but for real, what is this thing?
Koltessa.
That's Koltessa. I don't have a model to accurately represent Koltessa.
I thought you. Anyway, okay, that's cool. That's
No, I don't. Koltessa sort of lightly touches the tips of her feet onto the ground as she slowly lowers herself. Two wings coming out of her shoulder blades, light blue feathers. She did not have these before. You saw spectral versions of them when she last left after the Battle of Satun, after she had consumed its power and energy. In her hand, in her opposite hand, the hand that Hercheck did not cut off, you see a familiar, yet smaller, black broken blade from the one that Satun was wielding that was crashing into the city of Orenbell, obliterating entire portions of it.
Who's up first? Or...
Hercheck is up first.
same initiative order.
Same initiative order.
So it is going to be 24 points of lightning damage, 30 points of... you've got like weird symbols on here. A total of 77 points of damage. Thunder. And then 4 points, I'm going to guess, bludgeoning.
Okay.
So lightning, thunder, and bludgeoning. 77 points.
And you can see deep sears and scars with electrical energy bouncing back and forth all over Fabian's form right now. The cherubs have been obliterated from it. Koltessa, as she's coming down, is like, does this jerk and jitter of her shoulders, and you see the flick of electrical energy fly off of her. And Koltessa is going to say, "Oh, how I've missed you, little cherubs. My fondness for your antics has kept you alive thus far, as harmful to the balance as they are good. But now I've come to end you. Consider it your grand finale." As she takes the blade up.
I have something from your daddy.
Counterspell.
Daddy?
I counterspell.
I have something from your daddy, Koltessa. He says he's sorry. He says he forgives you.
A removal of your weight from the cosmic scales.
He says he forgives
This
you.
will be...
Counterspell.
King Orenbell.
Counterspell.
King
Yeah.
Orenbell has something for you. King Orenbell says this. Oh, hold on.
This day will be your last. And she looks at you and she says, "For some of you."
Technically, you were right. It will be the last day. We'll never experience this day again, Koltessa, because it will be in the past.
You're dead first. now you're dead first.
Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
At advantage?
No.
Ooh. Deadly.
Can I take my old one that I rolled before the break?
No.
Oh, I passed it. 13, baby. Oh, we're good.
11.
We're good.
12.
You're not good. You're dead. You're dead.
Actually,
We're all fucking dead. Oh my god.
You all fail by far
I'm gonna do
as
this.
the sky turns into
I use
this-
my belt.
can I use my reaction?
I use my belt.
to do
Wait.
arcane deflection, and so I get plus. So it's now it's
Fuck, that's Path of the Zealot.
16 now.
Shit.
As soon as the... Just hold off a second. So, you would be dissuaded to use this. You wouldn't even think to use it. You don't think that you could quite... The effect that's happening to you now is so dramatic that there's no part of you that thinks that, oh, this barrier that I normally use would prevent it. You see Koltessa spread out into multiple iterations of her and fly out from her singular form, hundreds in the air, and she poses in an attacking stance with her fist. She's not holding the blade in any of her hands, and they all just converge on all of you. Switching up stance mid-hits. And she says, "Omni Slash! Omni Punch!"
Oh, that didn't sound like a lot of dice.
The PAX dice are very nice. 6, 12, 18, 24.
No.
Are you fucking
29.
kidding? Stop using them! They've obviously been weighted.
I impose a recount.
29
Sorry,
points of
reroll.
damage.
Well, I'm out.
Recount. He misses a dice.
6 could have been
An
better.
extra 6.
26 points of damage as Hercheck, you are winded. You feel an emotional and physical drain after using that spell, to the point where as you got onto the ground in your insectoskeleton's wings came to a halt, it gave up as you did, and your knees went down to the ground, and you saw Koltessa raise and just assail you into darkness.
Aren't you raging?
I'm dead.
But you're raging.
I already used that. It's only once per long rest.
Everybody takes 29 points of.
I thought it was 26.
You're right. I'm sorry. Wait.
You said 29 then 26, so. Yeah.
I have it.
Hold on.
I negated
12.
it.
You minus 3 points on your own when you said it the second time.
What? Yeah, no. I'm sorry. It is 29 points of damage, but you did half it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got
29 points
three more.
of bludgeoning damage.
Even if I were to have it, it would still kill me.
No, you drop to 0, then you still have.
I had the relentless rage, yeah, but I already used it at the start of Fabian's fight.
Fabian is going to try and overpower Silnefris. She keeps him down as there is any of his exposed portions of body that are not pinned by a dense collection of wind is spewing out flames, marking the ground, turning it to cinders beneath him. Next up is Thunky. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I take that back.
Sorry, real quick. Cheer-ups. What the fuck happened with those guys?
I wiped him out.
He wiped them out.
Okay. They're all gone.
Yep.
The 3 that you saw are gone. Roll a free action perception check.
uh, 29.
You're so bad at this.
It's real. Thanks for the reassurance.
It
that
was
I needed.
slightly canted, and
Fine.
he's so lawfully good
It's
that he
real.
can't even handle taking a slightly canted
17.
roll.
17.
I'm disappointed.
17. In this sort of chaotic state, after you've been assailed, barely holding your vision in place, trying to understand what else is a danger around you, you do hear this small maniacal, like, but multiple of those. You can't quite put a pin on where they're located in the scape around you, but the laughing has not ceased. It has died down. It has abated slightly.
Maniacal
Waiting
trumpets.
right
Maniacal trumpets.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maniacal trumpets.
A cacophony of maniacal trumpets come from a corner.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Crow.
Hey, wisdom saving throw not on Hercheck for once. What a rare occasion.
17.
Your body loses strength for a split second as your eyes
Thought you were
roll to the back of your head and you catch yourself just barely shifting yourself awake as you look behind you, and retracting one tentacle is the beholder. Next up,
So,
Thunky.
hold on. So he's over here now?
Yes, he is still stuck. What are you doing?
Yeah, where are you putting him?
You said the beholder's behind me.
The beholder is like, if you're facing this direction, it's like, which I imagine you would be, it is where it is. The beholder's not moving. He's still grafted to the ship in the bow. What's the front of the ship again? Bow is broken and just on the ground, and the beholder is sitting there and can't move, and is still laughing or not laughing, but like grinning.
His tentacles can just like shoot out.
Yeah.
What's the range on those?
Wow, there are 2 songs playing right now.
That's
Isn't
why
this
it
like-
sound so crazy.
I didn't even notice.
120
I was
like,
like,
wow,
this
this music
is-
is fucking
chaotic.
intense.
Yeah, I was like, this is a wild composition here.
How
are they following?
I mean, you don't know the range on them, but
Right.
it's farther.
Go back to
Okay.
the old.
Those spells can go
But Thunky, you're up.
Say.
That's a flat range.
And I'm after Thunky?
No, Var'Kir and then you.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so
Nice.
I think I kind of see the lines now. So it's like 4 small stones equals 5 square. Yeah, 5 foot square.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to cast Wall of Stone in front right here.
You roll a. Roll.
It's not cast on him.
It doesn't matter. Roll an
What
intelligence
if it's
check.
closer to me?
Put it at least 10 feet away.
Roll an
from the
intelligence
beholder.
check.
Usually when he's saying this, it's because you're clearly missing something of your own personal character.
No, not necessarily. They just got done fighting one of these. Though I did forget this effect entirely, as usual. This time I'm serious. And so...
Well, I definitely forgot it. It's a 9.
You just got the sense beat out of you by Koltessa, and in your stumbling stupor, you throw your hands out, and you feel less magical energy inside of you, but nothing actually apparates from your hands. You still have your bonus action and movement.
So you just said she feels less magic inside of her and nothing comes out?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, mark off that spell slot.
Wow.
It's like, I have this battery! You. Oh, okay. It's gone.
So now that I've already rolled the intelligence check, can I clarify something?
Sure.
So you can't make any type of spell. You can't cast any spells within the cone of his eye.
Yes, you are the
Regardless of whether it's
origin
on
of
him
the
or
spell.
not.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, like, how wide is that cone?
It's the eye of the beholder.
Is it like...
The cone is pretty much...
So spells are useless in this entire area.
For all intents and purposes. Yes.
But if he can't
For the portal,
see
yes.
me, like if I move outside of this, I can cast it.
Yes.
Okay. Noted. I'm just gonna
Salty!
stand over here. 20. 20, 30.
The holders like... "Rah, rah, rah."
I can't see you. I can't see you. Oh, gosh. Hey, man, so
Var'Kir, do you know what you're doing?
Shouldn't have Koltessa's stuff not worked?
Yeah.
Hey.
Why can she do it?
Because it's main character plot.
Motherfucker.
Plot armor.
Haven't you seen Game of Thrones?
What if I hide my hand behind a cloak? I can't see it.
It is... You can be facing away and still be in its sight. And so long as he it's like his eye range entirely negates all magic inside of it.
There's a static field in there. The air crackles with electricity and nothing happens.
As a bonus action, can I invoke the Cloak of Cosmos?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, in order to do that, I'll be standing there and then I'm gonna take the cloak out and I'll be like, and then like descend into darkness off to the side.
So are you using it
Very
right now?
mysterious.
You're
Yes.
using it right now? The nebula and stars creating light on the outside of your cloak slowly disappears. The cloak itself lights up and imbues you with all of the magical energy that you've lost through the day.
Okay. Does that light go away?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So are you like shaking a welcome mat?
trying to be like
Nope.
vampirical, like holding the cube. It also looks like
I just picture the Grinch.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Yes.
Also very Grinch.
Var'Kir. You, as you see Thunky throw her wobbly hand out and just.
I realized that from the last beholder, right? I guess that the one we fought where Hercheck took the book from. But yes, I will. So I'm gonna reach in my hand, pouch and pull out the potion of polymorphic properties.
Okay.
So wait, does the polymorphic properties do I change into anything I think of, or anything? Just what?
Anything that you have seen.
So if I put it on somebody else, will anything they have seen or anything that I have seen still?
It's the individual who's consuming it. There's no connection that you have with the vial that you're just like mentally.
So could I drink it and turn into Satyun? I've seen him.
You would imagine that Satyun is you could try, but it might be like a smaller form of Satyun. Like there's without significant more research, you would have you would not be able to understand the limitations.
I'll just take the potion of polymorphic properties and Thunky, you have used all of your wild shapes, haven't you?
I don't remember. I feel as if I haven't.
Well, just to make sure you haven't, I'm going to toss you the potion of polymorphic properties so you can change into whatever animal you've seen. It's just so it's basically like an extra transformation, I guess. So.
Thank you.
I guess if I can see her through that cloak.
Yeah. Roll. If you're throwing it, you got to roll.
Oh no. Oh, Funky's dexterous and athletic.
I'm gonna
She'll
add this
catch
to it. Yep. So that's 11. Nope, that's
Can
a
I
9.
add in mine?
If
your dice
if
suck,
you
Remy.
roll a sleight of hands check that is above an 11, well, you rolled an inspiration dice on that.
You got nothing. Nothing. I haven't been using that stuff, so it's like.
Nice. 14. Got it.
It's definitely one of those floop, oh, and then it goes like too high, and then you're scrambling left and then right, ooh, 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 and you catch it, and you're like, oh.
But I got it.
As you off into the darkness,
Dabbing
and then,
off into the darkness.
But you know that potion has gold linings. Says Baloken the Beautiful on it still.
Oh.
I got it from Baloken the Beautiful.
which is also cheating because you were ball back then.
Well, hey, you said I could take it over, so I was like, oh, okay. Polymorphic properties. Got
You've
it.
kept it for that long?
I knew exactly
Like-
where it was from, and it was a pretty
Like 2 years ago.
something about that potion. Okay,
Never
then you
used
still
it.
have your
So that was an action, so I have a
bonus
I
action
guess.
and movement.
My bonus action, I'm just going to. I guess I'm going to try and move closer to the beholder, I guess. Well, no, closer to. Can I move behind Koltessa? Like, whoop, go around. Well, she's already going for the beholder, so it's like, oh.
Don't worry, I'll move closer
You good there?
to it.
Don't worry, I got it.
In another life.
Maybe a little bit further out that way.
As a ghost.
I got it.
That's about as far as you can go.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
30 feet.
I just want to be kind of out of her reach, but but still close enough to it.
Everything she's done has proven that she's a very limited reach.
She doesn't have it's just,
Okay,
I don't want to be right next to her though.
what are you? You have your bonus action, I think.
For bonus action, I'm not doing anything. I'm just I can't do anything for bonus action. Really. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Missing you already.
Yeah, are you?
Okay.
But you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's like that song by John Mayer.
Yeah. Okay, Crow, you're up.
I've still got Beholder Bloodlust, and I'm going to grab the Beholder Eye from the... Sorry, not Beholder, but Beholder Tooth from the one that we killed in our last tube off. Charge the Beholder and try to plant that bitch in its eye.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
With one hand, and then of course with my other attack, I'm gonna try to give him an old unarmed strike to the eye, and then of course a fury of blows if I land both of those or any of those.
Do it.
And of course, if I land a flurry of blows, I'm gonna try to basically allow it or make it not take a reaction until the end of its next turn.
Okay, go for it.
I'll say the green one is for the spike or the tooth, and the black one is for the strike.
One today.
So the tooth is 18, and then the unarmed strike is 28. So I am going to do my fury of blows.
Yeah, no.
These are the unarmed blows, or unarmed strikes. Natural 20, and then 21. Not naturally. Wow.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Weak. And then it says that you either try to make it fall prone, that would be a dex save, or I'll read this out. Get pushed up to 15 feet if it fails a strength saving throw, or it can't take its reaction until the next turn. Is that still dependent on the strength saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, I'll do that one. Cool. Damage time.
Wait, what's all your damage?
It's damage time.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that's the end of my turn.
It's damage time.
It's damage.
It makes a save.
It's damage time.
Natural 19.
Don't you know when some damage time? That was good. That was a good song.
It was going.
It was going.
What's the damage or the dice that I would roll for the tooth?
D6.
Is his door open?
Would it be necrotic since it's a beholder? Or no?
Okay.
Wait, the door to the outside's not open? I got it. I got it.
What do I do for the 20?
Can't go forward.
Double
Okay.
the damage.
Go forward. Can you call his name?
That's a lot of work. Gannon.
Gannon, the door's open. Go get it.
And you can see, like, sticking out of right around its eye portion, the ballista, a few ballistas that Spectromere had been shooting.
Hold
Long.
on. Simple math here. I can't focus.
I don't think he's gonna go. Just, leave it open.
40 total. Oh, wait, no. No, 40 total.
40 total. All right, how do you want to do this?
What?
Its fate is in your hands.
It or he?
What?
Said it. Are you talking about the beholder,
The beholder.
or Fabian? Oh, I thought you were attacking Fabian. Yeah.
I mean, I really just want to stick the tooth in his eye and then rip out a hole and then just continuously punch within that hole, and hoping that that is like
Sounds very sexual.
destroying him.
Yep, very sexual.
Destroy his hole.
Wreck that hole.
Repeated
Somebody else
punches.
jump on this.
Putting your hand
Hold on.
into your cloak and satchel, ripping out the beholder tooth, having a very recent experience with these beasts and having an overcoming moment with them where you just utterly destroyed them. those visions pass before you as you sprint forward. Jump up. Insert the tooth right into its eye as the eye bows backwards, and there's this split second of resistance before the material just separates and you pierce through, and you feel wetness all around your arm, and necrotic energy as part of your arm starts to deteriorate, and you pull it out quickly. And you're just pounding all this liquid. You are. It's not going to happen again.
It just did.
You punch the eye into pulped oblivion, where it is just a cavity in its head right now, and you see. And you can see this dark, almost obsidian brain that you have also pulped with the distance of your blows that has just been made into goop.
Can we do a slow-mo shot of like the back of its skull just being like blown out?
Yeah. So
with that,
as the camera rotates around and you are and it shows it rotates around the back of its head, and its entire brain matter is just splattered across the ruins, and the back of its head is missing. Its cranium is just broken off. You pull your hand out and see the tooth, and you look down and you see a missing tooth cavity for this beholder, and you stick it in and turn around and walk away, and you just hear
okay, but like I'd like to. That was cool, but I'd like to roll that back because I want.
No, and you hold up your hand, and just hear, and you feel a familiar object.
Wow.
In your fingers.
Yeah, like a boomerang tooth.
Walk away, and your cape is flapping, and you just put it back in your satchel.
I'm picturing One Punch Man, by the way.
I was picturing some Japanese
like an explosion.
Words. Doesn't mean anything, but some Japanese words just in red, bold font.
T-shirt.
Protect my balls.
Is Atlas.
Is that my ball?
And that's it.
Okay.
That was
That's it.
That was good for you as well.
That's all.
Two beholders down. Or is that the same beholder?
Who knows?
You attacked his whispering eye.
It whispers no more.
With my my bonus action was to fear blows. Okay, never mind. Cool. But no. With my action, I would like to be facing this way now, so we'll keep that. Come on, man.
You're gonna make
the light. Come on. What are my other options?
Make him look cool.
Look. Coolest pose in the game. Oh.
You see Crow rolling around trying to stand up.
Trying to look really cool. It's just not working. It's because you're doing it on a crack of a table, Blaze. You gotta move it over.
Fuck. Face it that way.
What did I tell you?
You hurt your neck.
Yeah. That was a lot.
All right, old man.
My neck.
Oh, I tried to grab my miniature for D&D and I hurt my neck.
I'm sorry.
I rolled low on the deck.
Did you stretch before this D&D session?
Yeah. Anyway.
Minda.
You just hear Silnephris, "You ruined everything! The floating forest is gone!"
Oh.
And she's still just pulsing, keeping Fabian pinned.
No, I wiped them all
They
out.
climb onto
No, I wiped them out.
the stage.
How are they? We're on a platform. We're not on a platform.
They climb over the castle, or the ruins are a smaller barrier than what you see here. But whatever. They crawl up
You're just cheating.
in their bulbous form. They don't attack because their action was literally getting onto the stage. And you just hear this come from far beneath, as you imagine the hive abomination has just impacted the ground. Var'Kir, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oops. It's 15.
15.
Crow, you feel this. You hear this clock. You hear it slow down in your brain, in your in your headspace. This is something that's unfamiliar to you. You've never encountered it before, and you look over and you see Koltessa performing a similar action with her fist inside of Var'Kir right now, lifting him into the air.
Hold up. I hear a clock,
Wait a minute.
which doesn't make sense because my clock's digital.
Wait a minute.
Um,
Why just rolling that?
Hmm?
Roll a 15? Now I'm using my arcane deflection then. What? Yeah. What?
Okay, go for it.
It's an
Does it increase it?
19, yeah. Now it's 19.
You still feel it.
so, hold on. Something's going on with him. I don't know if I noticed. Well, I guess I noticed that. But is anything besides a ticking noise going on?
Wait, I'm sorry. You just fucking dodge. You hear it, and that's it. You just hear that there's nothing else.
But I hear a ticking noise, and I see a
You hear
corresponding thing happening with Koltessa.
Yeah. You see her form appear right in front of Var'Kir, insert her fist into, with her fist inside of him. You don't see the action, you just see her there. And then you blink, and she's back where she was.
So I guess half damage. What's damage on that?
Dude, you're pregnant.
Probably still dead because even halved, I think that she did more damage than I have fully.
36 points of damage halved.
36?
18.
Oh, okay, 18. 18 points of damage?
18 points of damage.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking too good at all, so, yeah.
Hercheck, make a death save.
No. I resurrect.
Don't you have a, wait, don't you have a potion?
It will be with your dice. That kills me.
I'll try a potion. What?
I'm dead, Remy. 10.
Wait a minute, what?
One down.
That's down?
No, one succeed, but one down. If it shall kill me, then it shall be with the dice that Magnus has purchased for me.
Motherfucker. Apple bullshit.
That's right, Apple. You suck.
Wow.
He's talking about Granny Smith apples.
I love Granny Smith apples, so that's impossible.
Liar.
It's not Macintosh.
You don't fit in that anymore.
She does fit.
That's so funny.
She used to fit inside that, yeah.
Booty's hanging out.
She fits.
You see Koltessa flap her wings.
Wait,
and
how did
fly
she...
across?
She got wings.
She's got those blue
Over,
wings.
up, and she's had wings, I told you.
No.
Up and over towards you, Hercheck.
No.
You can just hear a muffled echo of her words, and she says, Hercheck, champion of Ragensha, mistress of the blackened skies, one so used by an angel will never be needed by me.
Poopy butthole.
Disappear.
That's what I say in my sleep.
And you
Poopy butthole.
You disappear.
I'm out!
Where'd he go?
Next up is Fabian.
All right.
You start to see the flames that are leaping from his body in between the compressed air grow in size and start to shear portions of the air as he
Filthy elemental, this forest is mine now.
and he gets up onto his 2 feet. His action and his movement are gone, but you see her spectral form manifest, like, ah! Scream in different iterations around him, and the entire landscape is filled with this pressing wind now, this quick and powerful vortex in the area. Everybody make a strength saving throw.
Even me?
No, you're gone. You are the darkness that consumed you before. Now it is darkness mixed with foreign nothingness. A land that feels uncomfortable to you. A space that is utterly foreign and unusual and uncomfortable, especially in your dying moments. What's going on?
I pictured, I'm Frieza. Just, oh my god, is your day as fantastic as mine? Frieza's like, I hate all of you. Frieza's hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I picture.
What'd you guys roll?
21. Not natural.
7.
21.
You got the same thing, huh? Roll again. No. That doesn't matter.
You all take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Thunky, you are pressed.
I'm dead.
Make an acrobatics. Make a.
Close. Very,
So you
very
are.
close
This is
to
the
us.
edge. You are pushed off of the edge. How are you? You have one reaction that you can use, and you won't have a reaction after this. You don't move
Yeah, I
at all.
don't-
You
yeah.
sort of hold your stance. Crow, you hold your stance, and your cloak billows out from behind you.
As I lose my balance and fall off a little bit, I'd like to take the wings and just be like, come back up on.
Wings?
Don't we have the excess?
Oh, you do. I'm sorry. Yeah. Man, gravity is no object to you guys. Sure. Yeah. You don't even have to roll anything. You just. Oh, ooh, whoa.
It's like Emser and
And this
Smash
is
Bros.
a constant force. You are now in difficult terrain as the wind is pushing against you. Your movement speed is halved unless you have anything that negates it. Thunky, you are now up.
So is it kind of like a mild tornado? Like very mild tornado? Like swirling?
Yes. Yeah.
If I were to enter the airstream, could it work with me?
I would say you would have to roll. I would say a nature check. This is like how in tune you are with the gust of wind. And I will give it to you at advantage, as you have also the feather still in your ensemble of feathers.
Get him with the wind tubes.
So I'd even say with the current situation, you would have 60 feet of movement anywhere if you decide to take a bonus action to use your feather. And this doesn't count as difficult terrain, even if you did. Or didn't use your
I'll
feather.
keep it in mind, but I'm actually not going to do that right now.
All right.
I'd like to move closer, so 5, 10. Hide behind this half wall and shoot off a lightning bolt at Koltessa.
Okay.
Let's see.
Get her.
So yeah, she'll make a dexterity saving throw.
She's going to counterspell.
What does that mean?
What level spell are you casting us at?
4th.
Roll a wisdom saving throw. Or sorry, wisdom check.
Six.
You hold your hand out, and as you at this point, it might be frustrating as you uncurl your fingers and release the familiar Kamehameha lightning blast, and light blue hands made of light caress your own and almost gently put them down, and the magic disappears.
Okay.
And you look through your sort of Kamehameha focus, and Koltessa's head is turned towards you with a smirk on her face.
Okay, as my bonus action and rest of my movement, I enter the airstream, and I'm like, bye. And I'd like to fly around.
So you're just gonna be in the air.
In the vortex above.
Nice.
She knew where I was. She was gonna do that scary ghost hand in my body next. Can I just be swirling? Well, not swirling, but like I want to be in movement until my next turn, if that's possible, so that she doesn't like have like.
No, you can't.
Sorry.
I would say if you are using your bonus action to use the feather.
Yes.
Then I will say that will grant you like a constant stream, and for any ranged attacks, she'll have disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
Wait a minute. Who was the other person that has the beckoning connection? Yerg or
Yerg,
Rodon?
yeah.
Yerg. Can we take people with us when we use those, or no?
No.
Like if we grab somebody and teleport, will they teleport with us?
No, it's just the one.
Var'Kir, you are up, and then Crow.
You can teleport Yerg here.
To do the beckoning connection, if I grab somebody and use the beckoning connection, will it teleport them with me or just me by myself?
It just you by yourself.
Oh, right.
You're just gonna leave us?
Yeah, we just answered that
I
question.
know, but
for you.
it's like you're not the DM, so.
It's like
Send a message.
Get that one wrong.
Send a
Nah,
message
I
to
just wanted to-
Yerg.
I
Be
just
like,
wanted to-
yo.
It sends the beings wearing the rings to the other beings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could just grab somebody, put the ring on them, and then send them to Yerg. With the Giants of Ilfel, they'll take care of them. But no, can't do that. So I will just, since I'm back here still, I guess. What do you call it? What's his name? Fabian. He's still over there with all his craziness. I am going to run up to him and
So sleepy, man.
slash him twice. But he's gone.
Who put you into the
Tessa.
Koltessa?
Yeah.
Oh, I want action, so material. Here we go. Let's see if this actually works.
What?
That's 24 for the first one, and a. That's
I'm sorry.
Yep, that's one for the next one. Yep, 1. Well, plus 7 is only 8, so. Yeah, natural 1 for the second one. So yeah, natural 1, and then 24 for the first one. So I'll roll damage for the first one.
Yep.
D6 plus 3. And I'm marking him again. Oh, same number. Wow. It's 13 points of damage. Slashing. That's it.
13 points of damage total?
Yeah, 13 points of damage, and he's marked.
Wasn't he already marked?
I mark him every time I hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, the person is only marked for that. Like, I hit him, he's marked until I take my turn again, and then hit him, marked until I take my turn again.
Okay, so is that it?
Yeah, so I just marked him, and then that's it.
All right. Crow, you're up.
I'm gonna run up on Koltessa.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I've had great success with this tooth so far. So, tooth in hand, I'm gonna try to stab her with it, and then follow with a number of unarmed strikes. Because I'll only like try to stab her with the tooth once, and then still have the tooth in hand, but then like follow up with unarmed strikes.
Okay.
So, again, same thing. I'll do two normal attacks. If I land, then I'll use a fear blows, and then if it's successful, then I'd like to try and knock her prone, and she'll have to roll a strength throw. So I'll let you know how those rolls
Okay.
go.
Yeah, that's what you saw coming out of the water.
Yeah. There's blood all over the water.
Report!
Can Chris show up? Or maybe Danny from the guard?
Okay, it says when you use the attack action, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. So I got a 10 and an 11,
Both miss, yeah.
but I don't have to use another key point to just do a bonus action unarmed strike.
As you rush up on her, this is your second time dealing with her, but first time in a martial situation where you are throwing traditional attacks to her and she's defending in a traditional, like, she sees you, she squares up in a what is a familiar monk form to you, punches the
door,
your forearm out of the way, uses her elbow. She's like, your blows to her, she's just deflecting and staying calm while she's doing it. Go ahead and roll your bonus attacks.
It's just one.
So a total it was a 10, an 11,
Woo!
and now a 12. Alright.
Patty cake.
She like at the end of it, she like grabs you, writes you, and like pats you off, and then like, it was a good first round.
Yeah, sure. Uncanny dodge at the ready.
This patty cake, baker's man with her. That's all you were doing, just yay, bake me a cake.
I gotta move this.
Childish kids.
Why?
She was making me nervous. I didn't want it to fall off the table.
The wind stops for just a second and compresses on Koltessa's location, and you see Silnefris try and press her form around Koltessa as she did Fabian, and she, all the while screaming, You were the one! And Koltessa just her wings break Silnefris's gust with her own gust of wind, shifting Silnefris and sending her physical form shattering different directions, and the wind continues. Unfortunately, Koltessa definitely outdid that roll. Can you move in?
Someone Edgeman.
Hold this until...
I sent you a message back, but...
Okay, I will read that momentarily.
It's like your viewers can't see.
Funky,
Just
roll
yet.
a dexterity saving throw. Actually, no. No.
Silnefris turns into a giant black cat.
Definitely misses. As this morphed baby has an elongated arm with a huge talon at the end of it, and just lurches at you. You easily just continue with your motion with the wind, and the baby gets thrown off course by the vortex.
I'm gonna be like, oh, as it flies by me. Minna, watch out. It's gonna get you.
Make a dexterity saving throw, Var'Kir.
Fuck that baby.
Oh, she went for it.
Yeah. Yeah, get it.
Ooh.
16.
Okay, you take... thankfully, you take 2 points of fire damage.
Still almost dead.
Wow.
As you know, I'm getting mauled. I'm getting licked by a giant cat.
She just like extended her back leg through like all the characters.
Is Fabian Wild allergic to cats? Because if he is, he's dead.
Here, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Here.
Here.
It'll be fine.
Is that
So
Koltessa
kind of
saying
you.
that? And she's saying, here.
I'm giving you this dexterity saving throw.
12.
Ooh.
You see Koltessa start to walk towards you, and then start to pick up her pace, and as she leaps towards you, you B-twist out of the way, and you, in your slight disorientation from your B-twist, your entire body rotating, you feel her arms grab around your body and hold you in place, and she holds you up. She grapples you effectively. It's supposed to be a strength save, but and she says, "You are a thing of beauty, Crow. I see Cuumentus's work inside of you. You have a soul. It worked." You are more than just a vessel. Now prove it. And she phases out, but there's a blue spectral form of her still holding you in place. You are captured.
Look what you do. Hold on. Define captured. Just like
She like has one arm wrapped around you of her spectral, just like imagine a blue figure of her. One arm is wrapped around your, like, both of your arms, and the other arm is clutching your neck, and you are effectively pinned right now. You are grappled.
this is the closest I've ever been to woman. Roll to romance. Feelings. What is
Sure.
going on here?
It won't go out. You rolled a 19.
I romance her.
He does.
Did you roll a natural 20?
No, but
That'd be
it's pretty
amazing.
close. It's
Somehow
gotta
you're
be
just
over
casually dating Koltessa.
Thunky, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Mid-battle.
there. Oops, sorry.
And she
did
did
that.
roll a disadvantage.
Can I roll it at advantage?
No.
Because I'm in
She rolled nope. She rolled a disadvantage.
9.
Okay. Crow, you hear the
Oh,
and the scene slows around you as you see Koltessa look at you and then look at Thunky. Her wings flap and she uses the channels of the wind to reel back her punch as she's streaming towards her and insert her fist inside of Thunky's chest. As you see the scene continue before you again, everybody starts to move once more. And Thunky.
Wait, I thought she was grappling me. Am I not
I told
grappled
you.
anymore?
She grappled you, and one of her mirror images is grappling you right now, and made entirely out of blue light. She separated herself from you. You heard the clicking, and
It's dirty.
Oh, it's kind of like a necromonger.
effectively
Like
time stopped around you.
Dr. Manhattan? Or Mr. Manhattan, me?
I mean, she looks like a female Mr. Manhattan that's grabbing you, but I haven't. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, so.
Lappy blue wiener.
You,
Like astral
Thunky,
projection.
got off astral projection, I think, means something different. You got off a bit better than most people. 16 points of bludgeoning damage. She rolled mostly ones, so
Good.
you're welcome. That was my gift to you.
Thank you.
And she, as time is still stopped, she flies down and enters back into her position once more, as time continues. Hercheck, make. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry.
Is he back or is he still disappeared?
Yeah, what kind of a saving throw?
So if you make one, fail one, and then make another one, doesn't that mean are you still down since you failed one? Or do you?
No, he's only made one. No, haven't you?
Maybe someone received whispers from their deity and or monkey.
Yeah, but I thought.
Got it.
I thought. Yes. Yeah, so if you. Do you have to make all 3 to come back, or do you have to make just 2 out of the 3?
Maybe somebody.
So what do you do if you make?
Wisdom.
So if you make 2 but don't make 1, you're still just down.
Yeah.
But you're not dead. Oh, natural 20. Wow.
Natural 20.
Karada, out of anybody,
Darkness.
as Koltessa gets back to her primary, like the position that she was in, and everything, the time continues. As soon as she sets herself back, as time starts moving again, you blink, and Hercheck is there, just looking her in the eyes.
I'm back, baby.
You have still like you need help.
And I'm Super Saiyan.
You need help.
Hercheck,
Do the thing.
help me.
Do the thing. I got the thing. As soon as it's my turn.
Yeah, but that's all you have for
Yeah,
now.
as soon as it's my turn.
Okay, Fabian is.
If I don't
up.
die prior to.
Ten plus 7. Do you have?
17 for my big ass.
So yeah, just hits you.
It's yeah, I just did my turn, so reaction.
Reaction?
Arcane deflection.
Really? Okay. His second one was a 1, thankfully for you. As he turns around and you pull your body back and put up the shimmering field, blade scraping across, and then he wheels his arm around once more and tries to pierce you down horizontally, or I'm sorry, vertically.
Do that.
And what?
I just curl up in the ball.
Yeah, fetal position, and he inserts his blade right in between
Plus
your
7
limbs.
to defense.
Yeah. Okay, so you effectively dodged both of his attacks.
Nice.
Thunky, you're up.
Okay. As I'm making the rounds in the stream,
I'm stuck with physical attacks this whole freaking time.
I guess I would like to make a beeline for Koltessa
Okay.
from here.
Because every time I use arcane deflection, I can't use spells.
So I'm going like this, and then I'm just gonna gear up a giant lightning bolt. Like, you shall pay! And then, like, let it go, like, as soon as I'm, like, you know, right behind her.
Okay,
It's only a 5-foot radius. I'm not pointing it at you.
Yeah.
she's going to counterspell again.
Yeah, hopefully this time will work. What?
Go ahead and roll. You have to beat a 14.
What is it again? Wisdom saving throw? What is it?
Wisdom.
Just a wisdom? Straight wisdom?
Yeah.
Can it be a
It's a
wisdom
wisdom
saving
check.
throw?
Mm.
I got this. Thank God. 18.
Okay. It's you see her throw her arm up reactively as Hercheck is in front of her. She takes a half step back, jerks her shoulder back, looks at you, thrusts her arm up, and the lightning stops briefly and almost loses its color and form. Then her eyebrows furrow and it impacts right into her. What does she have to...
Dexterity, 16.
She's currently grappling me, right?
No, she's not. A spectral form of her is grappling
Oh,
you.
I thought she went like back to the form.
No.
Oh.
So she grappled you, separated herself,
So I get it.
moved and punched Thunky, went back to herself that was separated from you to begin with.
So you get a doppelganger.
Can I
on you.
borrow 4 of your PAX dice?
The good.
I have 3 right here.
No. You're the pack size.
Thank you.
Whoa, wee,
That's cocked.
woo, wah.
Not in play.
Oh my god, you're messing up my counting. What am I doing? There's too
Simple.
many dice.
You seemed organized until
I
like.
did. And then my ADD got to the best of me.
That number needs to go with that number.
Okay.
You no longer get to like vote.
43. Oh, that was hard. Because I wanted to put all the PAX dice together, but then the sparkly ones should go together. There you go.
43. Okay. Overcoming Koltessa's sort of dampening purpose to lurch her arm at you, it connects to her hand and connects to the entire ground and starts pulsating in up and down as she's like gritting her teeth and slowly riding her form, her lurched form into almost as though she consumed it, but there's steam rising off of her and she seems like she just had a hard time.
43 points of hard time.
43 points of hard time.
Can I see that and be like, nope, and then like continue on my way? Another round.
Doesn't look
fun.
You still have a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm using my bonus action to.
Portion of polymorphic properties turn
Huh?
into a dragon.
I can't turn into a dragon. Can I just turn
With
into
the
any animal?
Polymorphic properties, you can. Sure, you've seen a dragon, so.
I thought it was like you have to have like in-depth experience with the animal. I don't know. DM.
Does that work? Or what? Yeah. What are the
'Cause I
exact
know that's
properties
for
of
wild
that
shape or
potion?
You
I
were
Wild
guess?
nozzle facing Baloken when
Yes,
they
yes.
consumed it. So Var'Kir, I don't think gave you enough information to.
What's the biggest animal that I've seen?
I just yelled. You
I thought I
anything you've
saw
seen?
Something like really crazy one time.
I mean, you've seen a beholder. You've seen the Queen of Unagoths. You've seen this celestial serpent that
Yeah,
was around
what I
when
was thinking.
Koltessa was invading Orenbel.
Right.
You've seen the severed, the giant, the black tar-skinned giants that were 2 to 3 stories tall.
I was gonna say,
you've
you've seen a dragon, but we haven't faced any dragons.
Yeah.
When has she seen a dragon?
I'm just saying, we haven't faced any dragons.
Yeah, that's cliche.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
Can I take that potion as a bonus action?
Yeah, you can.
I shall do that then.
Seen a giant frog.
And
Turn into a
Var'Kir, you're up next.
Oh,
a
crap.
regular sized goat. Shitting on everything.
Turn into a missile.
Start climbing mountains.
Yeah, you could use the feather to like, project the goat form into a
Big
blunt force
goat
object.
Simulator.
That's just what I want to see. It's just a celestial, like, rainbow goat flying towards Koltessa.
Actually, you've seen a shambling mound.
I remember that.
You've lived through me. You've seen a earth-ending giant earth elemental.
I'm not gonna do that. That would kill everybody.
Do something.
I can't remember all the ones that you just listed off.
Choose.
Celestial serpent, giant severed, cloud tail, beholder,
Cloud tails.
the giant caterpillar roly poly that you guys encountered in Cinder Forest, the giant pyre bear, shambling mound,
What?
giant Unagoth, an Unagoth plus size queen.
I want to do an Unagoth plus size queen.
Okay.
Plus size.
She's a big woman.
That in size 12?
As you take the potion and the golden flecked white swirling
those are two
liquid with
different
many
colors.
different kinds of faces and properties almost pushing out of the liquid, you gulp it down and it's incredibly smooth. It's almost as though you're swallowing air. And it's a pleasant cold presence down your gullet into your body as it extends outward, and you think Unagoth, queen. And
Yes.
you hear in your mind the connection to a familiar voice of the actual Unagoth queen. And it says, "Take her out." And you all hear as from Thunky's previous form. From Thunky's previous form, you see this large winged, teal-winged,
Ooh.
cockatiel-esque
Aw.
bird
Aw.
with teal feathers arcing all around. This incredible golden beak with two almost mohawks of feathers lining the ears in yellow. The tips of the wings are yellow and in very light blue. And she is now flying around the battlescape as you have assumed the original form of the Unagoth queen.
So when I make attacks with this, it's the same as a regular Unagoth, except like what?
I will get that to you soon.
Okay.
As I still need to make it. Okay, next up, Var'Kir, then Crow.
So I am going to. I can't cast spells still, so I'm going to just attack him with my sword twice.
I thought it was at the end of your turn.
Till the end of this turn, I can't cast spells.
Mm.
But if I use my reaction to do arcane deflection, I can't cast spells again. So the first one is a 19. Next one is a what is that? 13? Yeah, 13. So 19 and 13.
19 hits, 13 misses.
All right, so it's 2d6 plus 3. 3. Wow. So 8.
Points of damage?
Yeah.
And this is to Fabian?
Yeah. And he's marked. I just keep marking him with a marker, just like, there's another one. Yeah, there's
Just
two.
Var'Kir seemingly taking on Fabian's Ifriti form by himself. Crow, you are up next.
Can I try and get out of this with dexterity? Squirmy.
I would say no. You can't.
Boo.
Limber up, son.
You are being held tight, so you're going to have to overpower this.
Okay.
You
That's
have
strength?
advantage from what she said to you. Well, actually, just roll whatever you're going to do twice.
Fuck!
You can do it twice.
Yeah. All the
Big money, no
all
win.
the
You got
Sasa
this.
dice are just
You
terrible.
can do it.
Big money, no win.
I told you by 1.
What do you mean by what? It's not like a death saving throw. I rolled a 10.
Yeah, I know, but the last one was a 9, so you increased it by 1. What was that?
I
It
rolled a
was the
10.
Unigot tail.
I
Nine.
thought you were giving us like an inspiration dice.
Hercheck grew bigger.
That, what's it? What?
Do you need it?
Oh. Nah.
It's okay.
I mean,
You've gifted us too many.
no, you need it. You do.
Do I?
You do better.
I
things.
don't need
Since
it.
you have
Yeah.
5 health
No,
probably
you
right
kidding
now.
I've done
Damage
everything.
variance.
I've literally done everything I've wanted to do.
do more.
I physically can't. Therefore, these dice mean
I thought you had something.
nothing.
Wait, are you serious?
Don't you?
Do you need it? What did you just roll?
I rolled a 10.
Yeah, exactly.
How come you haven't been doing your? No, you've been doing your storm order. Wait, haven't.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
19.
Dang.
Sorry.
Hey, what the? Have you been doing your storm order?
You headbutt her form
what?
and it
It's
shatters. The light immediately releases from you. There's no decompression
Yeah, of
of the
course.
grasp or
I thought
anything
it
like
hits
that.
everybody
It's
in the
literally
area.
just
Or just one?
being
Those are my choosing.
completely overpowered to fully released as you land on your feet. And Koltessa with her check is right in front of you. You have a bonus action, and
Does that count as an attack action?
only if you can make your bonus action attack action, then I'll allow it.
Well, I mean, like, if I headbutted, basically, this is if I use an attack action, then I get a bonus action as a...
Sure, use my own DM semantics against me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good. Every good player would do the same thing.
Wait, why is Hercheck?
Go.
Yeah.
Magnus is
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
that,
get in.
who's this?
I don't know how that got on the
Ah,
table.
I put that there because it was
Why?
just right there. Your Hercheck, because Hercheck's back, but you didn't put him back.
I mean, I don't know when I'm back and not back.
No, you're back. You back.
He just said you're
He's
staring
back.
Koltessa in the face. Like,
I'd like to get up like Neo in the dojo, Matrix 1, and
an awkward spin.
and then
Swirling his feet around uselessly when he could have just stood up.
yeah, but it looks cool. And then try and do almost like a punch like Johnny Cage.
Maybe do the splits.
But
So,
not-
you, so
not the
you
splits.
you get up and then you do the splits and you go down.
It's all
If you don't get into the splits and shuffle and turn around towards her and then
Like, what are you doing, Odd? Oh!
These are my monk.
go ahead and roll to attack.
Punch right in the baby maker.
Right in their whisper guy.
You sure got that beholder in his whispering guy multiple times. You pounded that hole.
18.
Destroyed it.
Hits, just hits.
Hey.
It was a sloppy mess afterwards. Yes.
I'd like it to roll a strength save. It's got to be 14.
Is this Koltessa?
That's a different.
Is this Koltessa?
This
Or?
is Koltessa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What are you
keep
trying to
saying
do?
it.
Have Koltessa fall prone.
As you, Johnny Cage, throw your arm out to punch her, she's still looking at her check. She grabs your fist. She rolled natural 20. And she does one of those, like, she lifts the fist up, spins around, and pushes you down to the ground. As you, like...
After all that.
Nice second round.
That's it. But my AC is higher.
My AC is higher. Okay. And at this, you hear... 1 second.
Wait, does that mean Donkey has the hollow teeth which she can call more Unigoth?
Donkey has the when?
For the Queen Unigoth?
I'm taking
Oh,
all the extra pieces
potentially.
off.
So, you hear... How did I get that? You're... flapping of wings as the Unigoth Queen arrives. 3 of her babies arrive. Or 3 of her younger forms arrive as well. And you still hear purple light sort of presses through the fog and bursts out as you see Spectromir's form holding Quenzel. Spectromir's black, sleek armored form landing with her wings made of purple light lands on the stone top of these ruins that you guys are now on and sets Quenzel down and says, and Quenzel is just, oh, it's gone! It's gone!
Quiet, Quenzel. Quiet.
You owe me! He
Fabian
just points
does.
over towards Fabian. He's like, oh, you're...
And Quenzel
Well-
rages.
He does 37 points of damage with 1 strike. Like, holy shit.
Molten fire comes out of his beak.
As reinforcements have effectively come for you.
Reinforcements.
Where's Spectrum?
Firefight.
I said that was Spectromir was... She was carrying Quenzel and put Quenzel down. Carrying Quenzel like a princess.
Could it be like the firefight guy's voice? Just reinforcements.
And Koltessa goes, useless, all of you. I will undo the influence that your angels have invoked over this world. You are all sheep and deserve destinies of your own,
I raised my
which
hand.
I will give you.
I raised my hand. Like, I tried this before. Nobody listened to me. This... Yeah.
And
In fact, they betrayed me.
she is going to hold up her blade once more as the scene goes into a twilight color scheme of deep gold blacks and just heavily saturated. The entire horizon behind her is this pale deep goldness, even though those two words sort of contradict each other. But anyway, as her forms start to leap from her once more, and she separates, and they all converge on the newfound allies. But before then, also, I forgot to add that 2 more cherubs climb their way on top as well. And as Koltessa rises into the air and is speaking at the same time, while all of these spectral portions of her are being thrown into the sky, hundreds of them. You are all familiar with this sequence of what she's about to do, but the newcomers are not. This scene of convergence and conflict is where we will pick up next time on SASANS and Dragoons.
So, am I allowed to, like, try and... First, I just wanted to clarify this. Am I allowed to try and, like, talk to Koltessa about what she's trying to do? Because now I realize she's trying to do the same thing I tried to do a long time ago.
Nobody has done this so far, so
I
it's
tried
just
to,
been
I tried to
attacker.
stop the aliens, but, like, yeah. Or not the aliens.
Stop the aliens!
Like, I tried to stop the angels a long time ago. Could I, like, try and talk to her like, hey, you know, ask smart, ask smart.
Who
Later,
knows?
I guess. Later, yeah.
We'll find
later.
out next time. Thank you for watching SASANS As always, until fate next brings us together on this epic conclusion of SASANS and Dragons. Never stop playing role-playing games.
What?
Unless you have to go to the doctor.
What happened to the first part?
Until fate next brings us together after that.
Again.
Wait, no, you did say that right.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
Because none of us were on cue in time.
Yeah,
to
he
say
just
it
literally
with
said
them.
it like, yeah.
We were all just like, oh, we're going to do it now.
Bleep, bloop, bloop, bop.
So, you know, just say, just
rewind
start
it.
with this.
Just rewind it.
Just start
Just
with,
cut it. Just cut at the end.
That's where we leave off. Assassins and
Cut
Dragons,
it.
and then we'll say it again.
Post production, you can fix it, right?
I'll cut it all up.
Yeah. Squeeble, squawp, squawp.
As always, SASANS, until fate next brings us together. And never stop playing role-playing games.
Unless you have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, if you gotta go to the hospital, take care of